It's election day. Forget the narratives, read the charts, or don't. Hey guys, it's Keith Allen, and the long-awaited election day is here. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty much looking forward to getting politics in our rear view mirror. At least the nastiness that we've been dealing with for years, months and months, especially. But really looking forward to getting this in the rearview mirror. But predictably, as I've been saying for a long time, lots of volatility today and this week, for that matter. And dare I say that the volatility that we've seen today really kind of obliterates the political narratives, election-related narratives that that a lot of people have been trading here for the past several weeks. So today, I really contemplated whether I was going to do another stream or not. We had a really interesting discussion on blockchain banter earlier today, but we didn't get a lot of time to spend on fire charts. So today this afternoon, I'm going to do that and really kind of look at where price action is headed, regardless of what the outcome is of the election. We're not likely going to have any definitive answers on who wins this thing tonight. It would likely be another day or two before the winner is called. But again, we're not talking politics in this. We're looking at where price is right now, where it could go over the next couple of days, and of course, what our longer term outlook will be. And for that, I guess the first place I want to start is let's go ahead and start on fire charts, since we didn't spend any time on that really this morning. So share the screen while I'm looking this up. By the way, if you haven't done so yet, do me a favor, smash all the likes, share, and comments you want. And comments are open here live on YouTube. If you want to participate, love to have you chime in. If you got questions, if you've got insight you want to share, I always enjoy engaging with you guys. Moving on to the Bitcoin daily chart here on fire charts, you can see, we dipped yesterday, and I'm here on the daily chart here just because we're in kind of a neat range. After yesterday's dip, we did see a nice rally here over the past 24 hours, and since peaking out, above 70K, things have dialed back down at this stage. And you can see here in the chart that we've got some voids here. If you're new to fire charts, let me break it down for you very simply. This is liquidity of limit orders in the order book. Anything below price line is bids. Anything above the price line is asks. And liquidity equals sentiment. It also equals resistance above and support below. And what we can see is we do have some bid liquidity moving in, stacking really above 64K, heavier above that 65K level. And that's important for a number of reasons that I'm going to show you here in a moment. And then, of course, conversely, on the upside, we've had this longstanding liquidity up here above 73 that we did actually take out previously when we just sniffed up against the all-time high. What was that, like last week? And now that is replenishing here, and we've got asks filtering their way down. So I told you I was going to tell you why that 65K level was important, and the reason is because we have some history here at that level. We have, and some technicals. We have the 2021 mid-cycle top, which is at just shy of 65K. We have some technical indicators like the we have between here and there. We have, of course, the 2021 top, which is a really important one, and the 21-week moving average, or excuse me, I'm on the daily chart now, 21-day moving average down here below. So really between this range, right? So that 65K level we talked about down here, and this 50-day moving average just above it at 65 and change. So what you saw was liquidity stacking basically from here down to here, right? And from about where we are from here up to here. So this 69K level is important to me. If you've been around for a while, you know why. If you're new to the stream, the reason that 69K is important to me is, I've got it labeled for the primary reason why it's relevant to me. It was the 2021 top, but even more importantly, the amount of times that we have engaged with that level and been rejected from that level since March is just incredible. I mean, really, dozens and dozens of times have we engaged here, wicked below, and fallen back down. And this exact same thing happened here, happened here, happened here, happened here, happened here this week. Okay. And so, sure, we made it back up for the moment, and that's good. That's promising. But I maintain, as I have all along, until we are printing full daily candles and ultimately weekly candles above this level, we're just not ready to take out the all-time high. Now, anybody who thought that we were going to break the all-time high before the election, um, or even today on this rally today, thought that we were going all the way out, you're probably new to trading, or you're following crypto bro narratives. And I would caution you against that. Um, I think that we will eventually break this. Absolutely. And historically, this time of year has been a good time for these kinds of moves, right? We have often, but not always, seen um, really big moves coming out of Q4 uh, of years that we were in bull trends, especially post halving cycles. Now, one of the things that we discussed this morning was, there was a metric on whether there was a metric from some so-called crypto news source. It's a poor excuse for a news source, but nonetheless, some data came out. The data was accurate. That said that every election, prices never retraced from elections. Crypto prices never retraced from elections. Well, there's only been 3 elections in crypto's history, right? This is a young asset class. So yes, in 2020, after the election, price went up. In 2016, price went up. In 2012, price went up. But that's 3 data points. And those were also post-halving cycles. Look, post-halving, boom, that was an election. These were other Novembers where price went up. Here's a November where price went down. Here's a November where price went up. Price went up. A little bit of drawdown on this one, but not a lot. Here's a November where price went down. And so 2020, same thing, was a post-halving kind of a thing, right? So we are in a similar set of circumstances now. We are post-halving, and we've been within this macro trend that has been bullish, and Bitcoin is ripe for a breakout. Now, again, we're not talking politics here, but the narratives have been, one candidate price would go up, one candidate price would go down. I've maintained that I don't really think it matters. We could see some short-term knee-jerk reactions to the election results, but quite frankly, once the dust settles, I think we are right back on to this trend until, of course, we're not. If we have a dump and price breaks through the trend, then we'll reevaluate that. But this trend has not been invalidated. Okay. And so until that happens, the only thing that has been invalidated this week is the breakout above 69K. And we're reattempting that now. So, like I said before, I contemplated whether I was going to do a post today because this literally was a day where I was just like watching, right? This was a popcorn day for me, and tonight is going to be a popcorn night watching watching election results. Even though I know I'm probably not going to get an answer by the time I go to bed, but at least it'll be interesting to watch and see how things are going. And I'm interested in the down ballot races and some of the local stuff we have here in Florida. So that said, maybe things aren't going to be as severe as a lot of us may have thought, right? In terms of the outcome after the election, right? If if um, if one guy wins, are we going to see a rocket out the top? Maybe if the other one loses, are we going to see a, dump to the bottom? Hey, maybe it's possible, but it seems like the market is positioning itself to try and, how should I say, dampen that volatility. And the reason I say that, we look at fire charts and we can see that we have, um, you know, good amount of liquidity here from 73 up and some smaller walls coming in above 71 to try and slow things down, and likewise to the downside. If we zoom out a bit, and it is helpful to zoom out in these circumstances, right? So, same set of circumstances. You can see it's pretty dense up here, right? Above 72.6, things really start stacking heavy. Obviously, they're laddered all the way down into the region that we're at now. And down below, yeah, laddered down, but not laddered down very deep. So I think there's some conviction, at least from what I'm seeing in the order book, that 65 is likely to hold at this point, if not even higher. Right, 65.5 seems to be pretty good. Looking at lower time frames, we can see where the deeper concentrations are, and that seems to be 65.5 seems to be where the most bid liquidity is on a single level stack. Anyhow, so in a nutshell, I think we stay in this range regardless of who wins the election. And then Bitcoin gets back on its path to do what it's what we think it's going to do. And I don't necessarily know that it's going to be okay. The votes are tallied. Here we go. Let's go. I think we just like we did whether there was an election or not. Like I said, let's ignore the narratives. Let's get the calendar out of it and just look at the charts. And the charts to me look like we are going to maintain in this range through this uncertain period. And then Bitcoin is going to start to make its move. And until we start printing above this 69K, then there is a chance that we go back down to these ranges. This looks pretty solid based on what we saw in liquidity in fire charts, that the 2021 mid-cycle top, the red 50-day moving average should serve as technical support, and that correlates perfectly with what we see in fire charts. Now, also worth noting that we did looks like we now have this is a late signal, so not a great one, but let me turn on trend precognition and see if there's an arrow that goes along with that. Yeah, late signals coming into the day here. That's already kind of played out, to be honest with you, but an indication that we're not going to go lower than yesterday's candle, which was bottomed out at 66.8. So chances are we don't go below here at this stage. And that's okay. That wasn't the target I had my eyes on. I'll be honest with you. I was hoping to see us down here in this range to kind of recycle the range. And I'm not rushing it, right? I'm okay if it doesn't happen today. And the reason that I still think that there's a chance that we go there, and the reason I'm not FOMOing my way in, is because we have thin liquidity in this range here. Yes, it's good that there's some there that will absorb some of the some of the sell pressure. But I think that there is a good chance that we could get lower from here. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but by week's end, the weekend, we could flush it one more time, maybe two more times. Who knows? I'm not one of those people that says always never. I'm not one of those people that can say this is the last time it's going to happen, because rarely is that ever the case. It will be the last time when it's time for it to be the last time. And you'll know it's time for it to be the last time when we've actually broken the technical levels that we've discussed time and time again, and done so with conviction that make it look like a sustainable move. And I maintain that every time we keep wicking around these lines, that's a sign that it's likely not a sustainable move, of course, until it's not, or until it is, I should say. So Watch for this. We're teetering on the cusp of the 69K level again, and you're watching it erode right before your eyes. Um, that's what I'm watching. And until we're holding up above this level, I'm not worried about going here because you can't get through this until you can maintain this. Simple as that. Hope you guys have number one. Hope you have gained some insight from this. Um, Regardless of who you voted for, I hope my candidate wins. And I hope you, regardless of who wins, I hope we can all agree that we need to pull together and unite and stop all this like ridiculous, crazy, stupid bickering and behavior over shit that we can't control. Um, and with that, 55 move. Good to see you back, dude. And I appreciate you were around this morning. You've been a good you've been a good friend, man. I appreciate you being with me and supporting all the streams. So thanks a lot for that. Um, yeah, it is a done bun. Well, at least for the day, anyways. I think um we're going to see results trickling in tonight. It will be interesting to see. Actually, it will be interesting to see if, as results start trickling in, if we start seeing some volatility relative to um, who's leading. That might be interesting. Also, know that who's leading in the beginning of the vote tally doesn't necessarily mean that's who's gonna win. I think they count um, the today votes first, and then they start counting the early voting and the mail-in. So, however it works, right? It's going to be a couple days until it's all said and done. I think, whatever the case may be. Hope you guys have a good night, good day, whatever time zone you're in, and we will come back tomorrow with fresh eyes, fresh perspective, and see what the price action is doing from there. But keep your eyes on this level right here, 69K, as really an indicator of whether we have strength in a move out. And also keep your eyes on this level down here, around that 2021 mid-cycle top and the 50-day moving average. Those are looking good in terms of liquidity at the moment. And if that should break down, then we'll see liquidity move into place, but we'll also, of course, be looking to our next levels, which for me is initially, level by level, the 21-week moving average, and then this 50-week moving average, which has been really good support here since since we bottomed out here at our local bottom. So keep that in mind. Also, by the way, I've been watching this weekly trend precognition signal, and it has been hovering. Kind of the range has changed. It opened at 49% probability. It's been as high as 51% probability. It's currently down to about 46% probability score. And maybe it went a little lower. Maybe it went as low as 45. This might be the low. I can't recall. Whatever the case may be, we'll be looking for um, this does not validate until the candle closed. So a breakout, obviously, to all-time high would invalidate that one. One last thing I want to share with you. If you are trying to buy these ranges, if you're trying to buy dips and you're having trouble finding the right dip to buy, or calling the spot, calling the bottom, because calling bottoms is hard, I would say check out our MTF mean reversion indicator, which just gave us another signal. We saw some signals previously that obviously panned out nicely. 5% move. Maybe you DCA these together, and well, actually, by the time you got up to here, it was more than a 5% move. Let's see what that was. Let's just ballpark it and say we DCA'd all four of these signals together, and ballpark it and say that puts us somewhere around here, and that's a 4.8% scalp very, very quickly, for anybody that's interested in that. And here we are again. Here's another one, right? If you're scalping, boom, you already got it. And if you're looking for another opportunity to buy, one could be coming. this level will shift down. Well, this where the way this indicator works, right? It's mean reversion. So price snaps back to mean. The white line in the center is mean. We can set our deviation. We're on a pretty conservative 1% deviation on this because that's the range that Bitcoin has been trading in. But this chart adjusts periodically based on where price is trending. So if we stay kind of in this range here, then 68 3-ish looks like a signal, but that last signal came in a little higher than that. So this would have been a good dip for anybody who was trying to buy it, right? And of course, if you want to accumulate for a longer haul, then maybe you're not interested in these little scalps and you want to go bigger, then you go to a deeper deviation. Just there's more signals with lower deviations because of the volatility issue, right? So I'm going now to just a 2% deviation, which is still pretty conservative, and we haven't had any signals in looks like since October 27th. So that's why I have it set on 1% at this stage. Hope that gives you some insight. And if you want more info on any of those tools or any of the stuff I share with you, you can check out the links. They're all in the description for you there. All right, guys. Have a great evening, and we'll come back at it with fresh eyes tomorrow. If you haven't voted and you're an American and you're a registered voter, go vote.